It is the year 1947, a sweltering summer night in the desolate sands of Roswell, New Mexico. A rancher stumbles upon twisted metal scattered across his land, glinting under the stars like fragments of a forgotten dream. Whispers spread like wildfire wreckage from another world, a spacecraft not of human making. By dawn, military trucks roar in, cordoning off the site. Men in suits, faces grim, whisk away the debris, and the official story emerges, just a weather balloon. But the locals know better. They speak of strange bodies, small and grey, with eyes too large for any earthly creature, spirited away under government orders. The Roswell incident becomes a legend, a tantalizing clue that we are not alone. Yet, as decades pass, no confirmation comes, no signals, no visitors, no proof. The skies remain silent, mocking our hopes. Why? What force could stifle a universe teeming with potential life? Tonight, we plunge into the heart of this cosmic enigma, chasing shadows of ancient mysteries, unexplained phenomena, and conspiracies that hint at truths too vast, too terrifying, to fully grasp. Picture now a different scene, thousands of years earlier, under the blistering sun of ancient Egypt. Workers toil to erect the Great Pyramid of Giza, stones so precisely cut that modern engineers marvel at their perfection. How did a civilization with bronze tools achieve such feats? Some whisper of guidance from the stars' beings who descended in fiery chariots, teaching humanity the secrets of stone and sky. The Sumerians, too, in their cuneiform tablets, speak of the Anunnaki, gods from a distant planet called Nibiru, shaping our destiny. Were these myths mere stories, or echoes of extraterrestrial visitors who left their mark before vanishing? Across the globe, the Nazca lines of Peru stretch across the desert, vast geoglyphs visible only from the heavens. A hummingbird, a spider, a figure with outstretched arms etched for whom? For what purpose? Could these be signals to ancient sky gods, or landing strips for crafts from beyond our world? These historical enigmas pull us into a question that haunts us still. If aliens once walked among us, where are they now? Shift your gaze to the modern era, where the unexplained dances on the edge of reality. In the Bermuda Triangle, a cursed stretch of ocean between Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, ships and planes vanish without a trace. The Mary Celeste, found adrift in 1872, crew gone, cargo intact. Flight 19, a squadron of Navy bombers, lost in 1945, their final radio calls filled with confusion. Some claim these disappearances are natural storms, magnetic anomalies. Others see portals, rips in space-time, or alien abductions snatching vessels into another dimension. Then there are the crop circles, intricate patterns appearing overnight in fields across England and beyond. Wiltshire's rolling hills bloom with spirals and fractals, too complex for pranksters with boards and rope. Are these messages from intelligences we cannot fathom, or warnings from civilizations that met their end? Each mystery is a thread, weaving a tapestry of questions that lead us to the void of cosmic silence. Now, consider the conspiracies that swirl in the shadows of power. Area 51, a remote Nevada base, is shrouded in secrecy. Leaked documents and whistleblowers claim it houses alien technology, reverse-engineered from crashes like Roswell. The Majestic 12, a supposed secret committee formed by President Truman, allegedly oversees these operations, hiding the truth to prevent global panic. Why the secrecy? If aliens exist, why conceal their presence? Some theorize governments know of a cosmic threat, a barrier that destroys civilizations before they can reach the stars. The 1969 Apollo 11 mission adds fuel. Astronauts Armstrong and Aldrin reportedly saw lights on the moon, structures not of human origin, silenced by NASA's iron grip. Even the "wow" signal, a 72-second radio burst detected in 1977, vanished without repeat, dismissed as natural but suspected by some as a stifled alien cry. Could these cover-ups point to a truth so devastating it must remain buried? These fragments, ancient texts, vanishing ships, cryptic patterns, hidden bases form a puzzle with no edges, a question that gnaws at the soul of humanity. The universe, with its 200 billion trillion stars, should pulse with life. Planets orbit in habitable zones, bathed in liquid water, ripe for biology to bloom. Yet our telescopes hear nothing. No radio chatter, no Dyson spheres harnessing stellar energy, no fleets crossing the galactic void. This is the Fermi paradox, named for Enrico Fermi, who in 1950 asked three simple words: where is everybody? His question, born over a casual lunch, echoes through decades, a riddle wrapped in dread. If life is common, why the silence? The answer may lie in the Great Filter, a theory so chilling it redefines our place in the cosmos. This invisible barrier, proposed by economist Robin Hanson in 1996, suggests something stops life from becoming interstellar, something that might have crushed those who built pyramids, carved Nazca's lines, or sent fleeting signals we barely caught. The Great Filter could be behind us, a hurdle we miraculously cleared, making us the rarest of cosmic accidents. Perhaps life's spark, or intelligence's dawn, is so unlikely that Earth stands alone. But what if the filter lies ahead? What if every civilization, from the Anunnaki's supposed reign to the builders of crop circles, reached a point of no return? A technological cliff where nuclear fire, environmental collapse, or rogue machines erase all progress? The Roswell debris, the Bermuda vanishings, the hidden truths of Area 51, could these be relics of civilizations that failed this test, their warnings ignored by those who guard the secrets? Tonight, we will unravel this tapestry, thread by thread, exploring evolutionary leaps, existential threats, and the possibility that we are racing toward our own extinction, watched by silent eyes in a universe that holds its breath. What makes this enigma so gripping is its blend of history's shadows and tomorrow's fears. The pyramids whisper of knowledge beyond our grasp. The Bermuda Triangle suggests forces we cannot control. The conspiracies of governments, of cosmic watchers, hint at truths too vast for us to bear. Each clue pulls us deeper into the question: are we alone because we are lucky, or because we are doomed? The Great Filter forces us to confront not just science, but ourselves, our ambitions, our fragility, our place in a cosmos that may be a graveyard of dreams. As we journey through this mystery, we will uncover secrets from ancient texts, phenomena that defy explanation, and conspiracies that challenge reality itself, all pointing to a single, haunting truth. The silence of the stars is speaking, and we must learn what it means before it is too late. As the night settles around you, dear listeners, I am Mr. H, your guide through the mysteries that linger in the dark. Welcome to Mystery History for Sleep, where we chase the unknown to soothe your mind into slumber. From wherever you are, a quiet village under a starry sky, a bustling city hushed by midnight, or a remote outpost where the universe feels close, let these questions wrap around you like a dream. If this cosmic riddle stirs your soul, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell to join our community of nocturnal explorers. Together, we will venture deeper into the Great Filter, where history, mystery, and conspiracy collide in the vast darkness of the cosmos. Let us continue. In the summer of 1950, 4 physicists stroll through the sunlit grounds of Los Alamos National Laboratory, their minds buzzing from a morning of equations and experiments. Over lunch, their conversation drifts to the peculiar flying saucers, those strange lights in the sky that have gripped America's imagination. Laughter mingles with speculation about faster-than-light travel and alien visitors. Then, Enrico Fermi, a mind that unraveled the atom, pauses. His gaze sharpens, and he asks a question that cuts through the chatter like a blade. Where are they? Those 3 words, simple yet profound, birth the Fermi paradox, a riddle that haunts us to this day. With 200 billion trillion stars scattered across the observable universe, many cradling planets ripe for life, the cosmos should hum with civilizations, radio signals flooding our telescopes, lights of alien cities twinkling in the night. Yet, we hear nothing. The silence is deafening, a cosmic void that whispers of mysteries, historical enigmas, and secrets that may hold the key to our own fate. Consider the sheer scale of the universe. Our galaxy alone, the Milky Way, hosts 200 billion stars, each a potential nursery for life. Recent discoveries, like those from the Kepler Space Telescope, reveal thousands of exoplanets, many orbiting in the delicate habitable zone where liquid water could pool a cradle for biology. The building blocks of life, amino acids, and organic compounds, drift in interstellar clouds, found even in meteorites like the Murchison stone that fell in 1969. If life's ingredients are so common, why no trace of intelligence? No megastructures harnessing stellar energy, no probes exploring the void, no signals echoing across light years. This absence is not just a puzzle, it feels like a warning, etched in the silence of the stars. To unravel it, we must dive into the shadows of history, where strange events and fleeting glimpses suggest contact that never lasted. Let us journey back to April 14th, 1561, over Nuremberg, Germany. Dawn breaks, and the sky erupts in chaos. Citizens report a celestial battle, spheres, crosses, and cylinders darting through the air, some bursting in flashes of light. A woodcut by Hans Glaser captures the scene, describing blood-red objects and a great black spear hovering above. Was this a mirage, an aurora twisted by fearful minds? Or something more, an extraterrestrial skirmish witnessed by a pre-modern world? Historians debate, but the event lingers, a whisper of intelligences that came and went. Fast forward to 1897, in Aurora, Texas. A cigar-shaped craft reportedly crashes into a windmill, its pilot a small, non-human being buried in the local cemetery. The story, printed in the Dallas Morning News, fades into obscurity, dismissed as folklore. Yet, the grave marker persists, and locals still speak of a visitor from the stars. Could these be fleeting glimpses of civilizations that touched Earth, only to vanish before leaving a lasting mark? Now, shift to the unexplained phenomena that stir our curiosity. In 1996, astronomers detected a faint object orbiting Earth, dubbed the Black Knight satellite. Its origins are murky. Some claim it is a 13,000-year-old probe, a relic of an ancient alien watchpost. NASA calls it debris, perhaps a lost thermal blanket from a satellite. But its polar orbit, unusual for human craft of the era, fuels speculation. Is it a forgotten artifact of a civilization that succumbed to an unknown fate? Then there is the WOW signal, captured on August 15, 1977, by astronomer Jerry Eman. A 72-second burst of radio waves, so strong it defied natural explanation, bore the hallmarks of an intelligent transmission. Eman circled it on the printout, scrawling, "Wow," in red ink. Decades of searches found no repeat, no echo. Was it a cry from a dying civilization, silenced by a cosmic barrier, or a signal deliberately stifled, as some suspect, by forces unwilling to let us hear? This brings us to the undercurrent of conspiracy, the notion that the silence is not natural but orchestrated. In 1947, the same year as Roswell, the US government launched Project Blue Book, a program to investigate UFO sightings. Officially, it concluded in 1969, declaring no evidence of extraterrestrial activity. But declassified files reveal unease cases like the 1961 Betty and Barney Hill abduction, where a New Hampshire couple claimed to be taken aboard a craft, their story corroborated by star maps they drew under hypnosis, matching the Zeta Reticuli system. Were these dismissed to maintain order? Some allege Blue Book was a front, designed to catalogue real encounters while feeding the public mundane explanations. The CIA, it is whispered, holds vaults of data photographs, radar logs, even recovered craft locked away to prevent panic or to protect technologies gleaned from alien wreckage. The 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident, Britain's own Roswell, saw US military personnel at RAF Woodbridge encounter a glowing craft. Colonel Charles Holt's memo describes beams of light and physical traces, yet official reports chalked it up to a lighthouse. Why the obfuscation? Could it be that governments know of a barrier, a great filter that makes contact too dangerous to acknowledge? These mysteries, Nuremberg's sky war, Aurora's buried pilot, the Black Knight's shadow, the WOW signal's fleeting pulse, and the secrets of Blue Book point to a universe where intelligence may have brushed against us, only to retreat into silence. The Fermi paradox forces us to confront this void. If life is common, as exoplanet data suggests, with 1 in 5 Sun-like stars hosting Earth-like worlds. The absence of contact implies a choke point. Robin Hansen's Great Filter, introduced in 1996, posits that somewhere along the path from lifeless matter to galactic empires, a barrier stops nearly all. The silence could mean life is rare, intelligence rarer, or that civilizations reach a peak only to fall. Each historical anomaly, each unexplained signal, might be a breadcrumb from those who failed a warning or a plea. Consider the stakes. Our radio telescopes have scanned the skies since the 1960s, yet found no chatter. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI, listens across frequencies, but the cosmic airwaves remain empty. No Dyson spheres encircle stars, capturing their energy. No megastructures reshape nebulae. The James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021, now peers into exoplanet atmospheres, finding traces of water vapor and methane, signs of potential life, but no technosignatures, no hallmarks of industry or intent. This absence is not neutral. It is a statement. The universe, vast and ancient at 13.8 billion years, has had ample time for civilizations to rise, spread, and leave marks. If they existed, we should see them. Their absence suggests a filter so ruthless it leaves the cosmos a graveyard, strewn with the ghosts of species that dreamed as we do. Yet, the paradox is not just about absence, it is about what we might have missed. The 1967 Malmstrom Air Force Base incident, where UFOs allegedly disabled nuclear missiles, hints at interference, as if someone or something watches our destructive potential. The Phoenix Lights of 1997, seen by thousands over Arizona, formed a mile-wide V-shape in the sky, defying explanation. Were these visitations, or mirages of our own longing? The conspiracy deepens. Some claim the silence is enforced, that advanced civilizations cloak their presence, perhaps fearing us as much as we fear them. The dark forest hypothesis, born from science fiction, imagines a universe where revealing oneself invites annihilation. Every signal we send, every probe we launch, might paint a target on Earth, drawing predators we cannot imagine. Or perhaps the silence is protective, a quarantine imposed by watchers who know the filter's cost. The Fermi paradox, then, is not just a scientific question, it is a mirror reflecting our deepest fears and hopes. The historical echoes, Nuremberg, Aurora, suggest we are not the first to look skyward. The phenomena, Black Night, wow, signal hint at fleeting contacts, lost or hidden. The conspiracy's Blue Book Area 51 suggest truths buried beneath layers of denial. Together, they frame a universe where intelligence may be common, but endurance is not. As we stand on the cusp of our own technological leap, broadcasting radio waves for a century, we must ask, are we shouting into a void or into the ears of silent judges? The Fermi paradox is our challenge, urging us to decode the silence before it becomes our own. As we ponder this cosmic riddle under the quiet night sky, where are you listening from, dear dreamers? What hour ticks by in your corner of the world? Let us press forward into the heart of the great filter, where the answers and the dangers await. The universe is not merely silent, it is a locked vault, its secrets guarded by an invisible barrier that no civilization seems to cross. In 1998, economist Robin Hansen gave this barrier a name, the Great Filter. A chilling concept, it suggests that somewhere on the path from lifeless stardust to star-spanning empires, a near insurmountable obstacle halts almost all life. The absence of alien signals, despite a cosmos brimming with 200 billion trillion stars, implies this filter is ruthlessly efficient, leaving the galaxy a desolate stage where countless actors have played their parts and vanished. But what if this barrier is not just a natural hurdle? What if it is a deliberate construct, a cosmic conspiracy woven into the fabric of existence? Ancient myths, unexplained signals, and whispers of hidden watchers suggest the Great Filter might be more than chance. It could be a trap, set by forces we cannot yet comprehend, designed to doom intelligence before it claims the stars. Hansen's theory begins with a stark premise. The universe's silence is not an accident. With planets orbiting inhabitable zones, bathed in the light of stable stars, life should be common. The chemical precursors carbon, nitrogen, amino acids, are scattered across space, found in comets and meteorites. Yet, no radio waves carry alien voices, no megastructures reshape distant suns. The Great Filter posits that a critical step in the journey from simple molecules to galactic civilizations is so improbable, so deadly, that virtually none survive it. This filter could lie behind us, in the improbable spark of life or the rare dawn of intelligence, making humanity a cosmic anomaly, a fluke that beat astronomical odds. Alternatively, it could loom ahead, a guillotine waiting to fall on our technological hubris. The chilling question is not just where the filter lies, but whether it is enforced by nature, by physics, or by intelligences that watch from the shadows. Let us explore the first possibility. The filter is behind us, a gauntlet we have miraculously navigated. Imagine the odds of life emerging from lifeless matter, a process called abiogenesis. In laboratories, scientists recreate primordial soups, zapping chemicals with electricity to mimic ancient Earth's lightning. The 1952 Miller-Urey experiment produced amino acids, but self-replicating molecules remain elusive, their formation requiring a precise dance of conditions: right chemicals, right energy, right moment. The probability, some estimate, is 1 in a trillion, suggesting Earth might be the only world in our galaxy where this miracle occurred. But what if this rarity was no accident? Ancient Sumerian texts speak of the Anunnaki, celestial beings who seeded life, perhaps guiding those first molecules. The Dogon tribe of Mali, in their oral traditions, describe star beings from Sirius who brought knowledge to Earth. Could these be myths masking alien intervention, a deliberate push past an early filter? If so, why did our benefactors vanish, leaving us to face the silence alone? Now, consider the darker alternative. The filter lies ahead, a future trap we are racing toward. Every technological leap, nuclear power, artificial intelligence, genetic engineering brings us closer to a precipice. The universe's silence could mean that every civilization reaching our stage stumbles, consumed by its own creations. But what if this too is orchestrated? The zoo hypothesis, a theory whispered in academic circles, suggests advanced civilizations isolate us, like animals in a cosmic preserve, watching as we approach the filter's edge. Ancient texts fuel this idea. The Book of Enoch, a non-canonical Jewish scripture, describes watchers, beings who monitor humanity, intervening only to prevent chaos. Are we under surveillance? Are every move catalogued by entities ensuring we never cross the galactic threshold? The 1977 signal, a brief, powerful radio burst, could have been a test, a fleeting transmission to gauge our response, silenced when we failed to reply correctly. This notion of a cosmic conspiracy deepens with the idea of a galactic federation, a concept rooted in UFO lore. Some claim a coalition of advanced species enforces the filter, maintaining the universe's silence to protect their dominion. The 1947 Roswell crash, dismissed as a weather balloon, might have been a warning, a downed probe sent to remind us of boundaries we cannot cross. Declassified documents from the 1980s, like those from Project Stargate, hint at government knowledge of extraterrestrial oversight, with psychics allegedly contacting non-human entities who spoke of a cosmic law against interference. If true, the Great Filter might be a quarantine, a deliberate barrier to keep young civilizations from disrupting an established order. The Nazca lines, etched in Peru's desert, could be a plea to these overseers, a signal from a lost culture begging to pass the filter, only to be ignored or erased. Yet, the conspiracy grows stranger with unexplained phenomena that challenge our understanding. In 2015, astronomers observed Ki IC 8462852, a star whose light dimmed erratically, unlike any natural pattern. Some proposed a Dyson swarm partially built alien megastructure, only for the dimming to defy explanation, fading as if the builders abandoned their work. Was this a civilization caught mid-filter, their ambitions snuffed out? Fast radio bursts, detected since 27, pulse with unnatural precision, some repeating from the same cosmic coordinates. Are these beacons from survivors who slipped through, or traps luring us to reveal ourselves? The Oumuamua object, spotted in 2017, defied norms, an interstellar visitor with no comet tail, accelerating as if propelled. Harvard's Avi Loeb suggested an alien probe, perhaps a relic of a filtered civilization, drifting as a warning. These phenomena hint at a universe where attempts to breach the filter leave only echoes, silenced by forces we cannot name. History offers more clues, shrouded in enigma. The lost city of Atlantis, described by Plato in the 4th century BCE, was a technological marvel that sank beneath the waves. Some speculate it was a pre-filter civilization, advanced beyond its time, destroyed by cataclysm or alien judgment. The Antikythera mechanism, a Greek device from the 2nd century BCE, computed planetary motions with gears rivaling modern clocks. Was it human ingenuity, or knowledge gifted by visitors who later withdrew, leaving us to face the filter alone? The Great Zimbabwe ruins, built in the 11th century, defy the technological limits of their era, their massive stones hinting at external guidance. Each artifact suggests civilizations that rose, touched the stars, and fell, perhaps victims of a filter enforced by cosmic gatekeepers or their own hubris. The conspiracy deepens with modern whispers of suppression. In 2020, the Pentagon's UAP task force released videos of unidentified aerial phenomena, objects defying physics with hypersonic speeds and no visible propulsion. Why release them now? Some claim it is a controlled leak, preparing humanity for a truth too vast. The filter is real, and we are nearing it. The 1986 Chernobyl disaster, some allege, was no mere accident but a test, a sabotage by entities ensuring we remain earthbound, our nuclear ambitions curtailed. Whistleblowers like Bob Lazar, claiming in 1989 to have worked on alien craft at Area 51, described technologies light years beyond ours, locked away to keep us from triggering the filter. If governments know of this barrier, why hide it? Perhaps the truth that we are pawns in a cosmic game would shatter our will to progress. The Great Filter, then, is not just a scientific hypothesis but a tapestry of mystery and dread. If behind us, it casts humanity as a miracle, possibly engineered by hands no longer here. If ahead, it looms as a death sentence, perhaps enforced by watchers who ensure no one rises too far. The zoo hypothesis suggests we are specimens, our planet a cage. The Galactic Federation theory paints a universe ruled by silent overlords, their laws unbreakable. Phenomena like the WOW signal, Oumuamua, and KIC's dimming star hint at civilizations that tried and failed, their remnants taunting us. Historical enigmas, Atlantis, Antikythera, Great Zimbabwe, suggest others faced the same test, their fates sealed by forces natural or otherwise. The conspiracy of cosmic doom asks, are we free to shape our destiny, or are we puppets, our strings pulled by entities ensuring the stars remain theirs? This theory transforms the Fermi paradox into a call to vigilance. Every step we take toward artificial intelligence, nuclear power, or interstellar probes could be a step toward the filter's edge. The silence of the cosmos is not passive, it is a challenge, a gauntlet thrown down by a universe that may be rigged against us. Ancient myths, strange signals, and hidden truths suggest we are not the first to face this trial. The question is whether we can unravel the conspiracy, decode the warnings, and find a path through the barrier that has stopped all others. As we move deeper into this cosmic labyrinth, we must confront the possibility that the Great Filter is not just a hurdle, but a judgment one we are racing to meet, unaware of the eyes watching from the dark. To understand the Great Filter's grip on the cosmos, we must trace the winding path that leads from cosmic dust to conscious minds capable of pondering the stars. Robin Hansen's framework outlines 9 pivotal steps in this evolutionary odyssey, each a potential choke point where life could stall forever. But woven into these steps are threads of mystery, ancient legends of divine interventions, unexplained cosmic deliveries, and conspiracies suggesting that intelligence might not be a natural bloom but a guided, or even manipulated, emergence. The first step demands the right star system, a cosmic cradle with just the right ingredients. Not every star will do. It must be stable, burning steadily for billions of years without violent flares that could scorch budding worlds. Heavy elements, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus must abound. forged in the fiery hearts of previous stellar generations and scattered by supernovae. Our Sun, a G-type star, fits this bill. But how rare is such a setup? Of the billions in our galaxy, only a fraction provide this nurturing environment. Yet, whispers from history suggest more than luck. Ancient Chinese astronomers recorded guest stars, sudden bursts now known as supernovae, like the one in 1054 that birthed the Crab Nebula. Were these explosions mere cosmic accidents, or deliberate dispersals of life's building blocks? The panspermia theory adds intrigue. Life's seeds, microbes or molecules, hitchhiking on comets or asteroids, spreading across the void. The 1996 Martian meteorite ALH 84001 contained structures resembling fossilized bacteria, fueling speculation that life on Earth was delivered from Mars or beyond. If panspermia is true, was it random, or an intentional seeding by intelligences, ensuring life takes root only in select systems? Once the stage is set, step 2 ignites the spark, the emergence of reproductive molecules, or abiogenesis. In Earth's primordial oceans, non-living chemicals must assemble into self-replicating forms, a transition from dead matter to life's hum. The Miller-Urey experiment in 1952 showed organic molecules forming under simulated early conditions, but replicating RNA or DNA from scratch remains a laboratory enigma. The chicken and egg dilemma persists. DNA needs proteins to replicate, proteins need DNA to form. Some propose an RNA world, where this versatile molecule handled both roles. But the odds are staggering, perhaps 1 in a trillion. Here, mystery intervenes. Ancient Hindu texts describe prana, a life force infused by gods, echoing ideas of directed abiogenesis. The Raelian movement, founded in 1973, claims aliens engineered our DNA, citing the missing link in human evolution as evidence of tampering. If true, abiogenesis might not be a miracle but a blueprint, hidden interventions accelerating what nature alone might never achieve. With replication underway, step 3 builds simple single-celled life. These early entities must enclose themselves in membranes, drawing nutrients while expelling waste, evolving metabolic pathways to harness energy. On Earth, prokaryotes, bacteria, and archaea dominated for 2 billion years, transforming the atmosphere by releasing oxygen. But why so long at this stage? The transition required precise environmental pressures, perhaps aided by cosmic events. Meteor impacts, like the one ending the dinosaurs in 66 million years ago, are known, but earlier bombardments might have delivered key compounds. The 1980 Chicxulub crater hints at such deliveries, but consider the tardigrade's microscopic survivors of space exposure. In 2019, an Israeli lunar probe crashed, potentially scattering these resilient creatures on the moon. If life can endure the void, panspermia gains credence, suggesting single-celled forms were imported, not evolved in isolation. Ancient Egyptian myths of Nun, the primordial waters birthing life, could symbolize such cosmic infusions, raising curiosity. Was Earth's microbial dawn a solo act, or a gift from the stars? The 4th step marks a quantum leap, the evolution of complex eukaryotic cells. Around 2 billion years ago, one prokaryote engulfed another, not digesting it but forming a symbiosis, the engulfed cell becoming mitochondria, powering the host with energy. This endosymbiosis happened only once on Earth, a rarity that staggers biologists. Without it, life would remain bacterial, no plants, animals, or us. Greek myths of titans merging with gods mirror this fusion, perhaps allegories for ancient knowledge of cellular unions. The conspiracy deepens. Some claim alien geneticists orchestrated this merger, engineering complexity to propel evolution. The Human Genome Project, completed in 2003, revealed junk DNA that might encode alien instructions, per theories like those in Erich von Daniken's 1968 book, Chariots of the Gods. If endosymbiosis was intervened, the filter at this stage becomes a gate, opened only for chosen worlds. Sexual reproduction arrives in step 5, a puzzling innovation. Asexual cloning is efficient, passing 100% of genes, yet sex shuffles them, fostering diversity against diseases and change. It evolved multiple times, but at great cost energy for mating rituals, a risk of incompatibility. Why adopt it? On Earth, it accelerated adaptation, but lineages often revert to asexuality. Norse legends of Ymir, the hermaphroditic giant birthing gods, hint at early reproductive experiments. Mysterious phenomena like parthenogenesis, virgin birth in species like Komodo dragons add wonder, suggesting sex is not inevitable. Conspiracy theorists point to the Rh-negative blood type, rare and incompatible in pregnancies, as alien markers from engineered breeding programs. The 1946 discovery of this blood factor fueled ideas that humanity's reproductive leap was tweaked, perhaps to ensure genetic vigor past a filter point. Step 6 ushers in multicellularity, where solitary cells unite into cooperative organisms. This requires communication, specialization, and mechanisms to quash rebellion-programmed cell death to eliminate threats. On Earth, it evolved dozens of times, but sophisticated forms took hundreds of millions of years, exploding in the Cambrian period around 540 million years ago. Fossils from China's Dushantuo Formation show early multicellular embryos, but why the delay? Perhaps cosmic radiation or asteroid impacts spurred the shift. The Burgess Shale, discovered in 1909, preserves bizarre Cambrian creatures, some defying modern categories, as if experimental designs. Ancient Mayan carvings depict feathered serpents merging forms, possibly symbolizing cellular unions guided by star beings. If multicellularity was nudged, the filter here becomes a threshold, crossed only with external aid. Intelligence emerges in Step 7, tool using animals with big brains. Despite 500 million years of complex life, human-level cognition is unique. Demanding vast energy, our brains consume 20% of calories, despite being 2% of body weight. Elephants, dolphins, and crows show smarts, but none build civilizations. Humanity's spark came late. If Earth's history were a year, intelligence arrives in the last minutes of December 31st. African cave paintings from 30,000 years ago depict abstract thoughts, but the missing link puzzles anthropologists. The Raelians claim Elohim aliens created us in labs, citing Genesis as a coded account. The 1921 Piltdown Man hoax, a forged fossil, underscores how desperately we seek origins, but perhaps the gap is intentional alien edits to accelerate our minds. Step 8 brings technological civilization. Our current perch, where tools evolve into machines, societies span planets. But this stage is fragile, as the Great Filter may strike here. Historical secrets like the Baghdad Battery, from the Parthian era around 250 BCE, suggest ancient electricity, perhaps lost alien tech. The Voynich manuscript, dated to the 15th century, contains undeciphered scripts and botanical drawings of unknown plants, hinting at forbidden knowledge. Conspiracies abound. The Illuminati, founded in 1776, allegedly guard extraterrestrial secrets to control evolution's pace. Finally, Step 9, galactic colonization, spreading life across stars. No evidence exists, no alien artifacts, no colonized worlds. The Pioneer plaques, launched in 1972, carry messages into the void, unanswered. If panspermia seeded us, perhaps we are meant to seed others, but the filter blocks it. Ancient star maps in Egypt's Dendera zodiac suggest knowledge of interstellar travel, possibly from visitors who failed this step. Each step, from stellar cradle to cosmic expansion, is a razor's edge, laced with enigmas. Panspermia suggests delivery, myths imply guidance, conspiracies whisper manipulation. The Raelian claim of alien creators, the Martian fossils hinting at shared origins, the junk DNA as code all fuel curiosity. Is evolution a solo climb, or a path dotted with interventions? The Great Filter looms, perhaps a test of whether we deserve the stars, or a barrier enforced to keep us grounded. As we ponder these evolutionary leaps under the quiet glow of the night sky, where are you tuning in from, and what hour marks your time? If these cosmic riddles spark your wonder, consider liking this video and subscribing with the notification bell to join our journey through the mysteries of the universe. On a desolate stretch of New Mexico desert, in the pre-dawn hours of July 16, 1945, the world changed forever. A blinding flash illuminated the sky, brighter than 1,000 suns, as the Trinity test unleashed the power of the atom. J. Robert Oppenheimer, watching from a bunker, recalled words from the Bhagavad Gita. "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." This was no mere explosion. It was the birth of nuclear weapons, splitting human history into eras of unimaginable potential and peril. From that moment, the atomic threshold was crossed, granting humanity the means to annihilate itself. Today, 9 nations possess these doomsday devices, their arsenals growing in a relentless march toward mutual assured destruction. But beneath this narrative lies a deeper mystery. Echoes of forbidden knowledge from ancient times, sightings of unidentified craft hovering over nuclear sites, and conspiracies suggesting extraterrestrial forces intervened to avert catastrophe. Could nuclear weapons be the great filter's deadliest manifestation, a trap that lures civilizations to their end, or a boundary patrolled by unseen guardians? The proliferation of nuclear arms follows a chilling pattern. In 1945, only the United States held this power. By 1949, the Soviet Union joined, igniting the Cold War arms race. Within 15 years, Britain, France, and China followed. Now, India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea swell the ranks, with whispers of secret programs elsewhere. The physics is no longer arcane. Enriched uranium and plutonium, once rare, flow through global networks. Technical know-how spreads via universities and the dark web, lowering barriers that once seemed insurmountable. Yet, this exponential growth mirrors something ancient. In the Mahabharata, an Indian epic from the 3rd century BCE, battles rage with weapons of terrifying might. The Brahmastra, a divine arrow, unleashes firestorms that incinerate armies, leaving lands barren for generations, descriptions eerily akin to nuclear fallout. Vimanas, flying chariots powered by mercury engines, rain destruction from the skies, their pilots wielding beams that vaporize foes. Scholars like David Childress argue these tales recount real events, perhaps an ancient nuclear war around 3000 BCE, evidenced by vitrified ruins in the Indus Valley where sand turned to glass under immense heat. If true, nuclear knowledge is no modern invention but a recurring curse, forbidden wisdom that civilizations rediscover only to perish. This ancient echo resonates in modern mysteries, where unidentified flying objects appear drawn to nuclear sites like moths to flame. In March 1967, at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, Captain Robert Salas manned an underground launch control center overseeing 10 Minuteman missiles. Alarms blared as one by one, the weapons went offline, their guidance systems failing inexplicably. Above ground, security personnel reported a glowing, oval-shaped craft hovering silently, its lights pulsing red and orange. It was hovering right over the front gate, one guard recounted, the object larger than a tanker truck, defying gravity. Within minutes, all 10 missiles, each tipped with a 1-megaton warhead, were disabled, as if switched off by an invisible hand. Investigations yielded no explanation, no equipment malfunctioned, no sabotage. Former Air Force officers, speaking at a 2010 press conference in Washington, revealed similar incidents at other bases, including Echo Flight, where another 10 missiles failed simultaneously. Robert Hastings, author of UFOs and Nukes, has documented over 100 such cases, suggesting these craft target nuclear facilities deliberately. Why? To demonstrate vulnerability? Or to prevent a launch that could trigger the Great Filter's final act? The intrigue intensifies with the notion that these interventions might be benevolent, extraterrestrials acting as cosmic sentinels to disarm humanity's self-destructive impulses. In December 1980, at Rendlesham Forest in Suffolk, England, near the twin bases of RAF Bentwaters and Woodbridge, then housing US nuclear ordnance, strange lights pierced the night. On December 26, Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt led a team into the woods after reports of a triangular craft landing. They encountered a metallic object, glowing with red and blue lights, hovering silently before darting away at impossible speeds. Holt's audio recording captures the tension. It's back again. It's coming this way. There's no doubt about it. This is weird. The next night, more sightings, with beams of light scanning the ground as if searching or warning. Radiation levels spiked at the site, and witnesses described hieroglyph-like symbols on the craft's hull, reminiscent of ancient scripts. The British Ministry of Defence investigated but concluded no threat, yet memos leaked in 23 revealed unease. Conspiracy theorists posit this was no random encounter. The craft was disabling or monitoring nuclear weapons, a deliberate intervention to avert escalation. Bob Lazar, the Area 51 whistleblower, claimed in 1989 that alien tech includes anti-gravity propulsion, perhaps used to neutralize our primitive bombs. If aliens are real, why focus on nukes? Perhaps because these weapons represent the threshold where civilizations self-destruct, activating the Great Filter through mutually assured doom. History is riddled with near misses that underscore this peril, moments where humanity teetered on the brink, saved by slim threads of fate or external aid. The Cuban Missile Crisis of October 1962 stands as the closest call. Soviet submarines, armed with nuclear torpedoes, faced U.S. naval blockades. On October 27th, aboard B-59, Captain Vitaly Savitsky ordered a torpedo launch amid depth charge attacks, believing war had begun. Only Second Captain Vasily Arkhipov's veto prevented it, averting a nuclear exchange that could have killed hundreds of millions. Declassified files reveal how close we came. U.S. warheads were minutes from launch. Soviet missiles primed. Then there is Stanislav Petrov in 1983. At a Soviet early warning bunker, radars screamed of incoming American missiles. Protocol demanded retaliation, but Petrov, sensing a false alarm from glitchy satellites, held back. His intuition saved the world. Later analysis confirmed no attack. These brushes with oblivion raise questions. Were they pure luck or subtle interventions? Witnesses at nuclear tests, like the 1952 Ivy Mike detonation, reported UFOs observing from afar, as if monitoring our madness. The 1945 Nagasaki bombing coincided with Japanese reports of ghost planes, silver discs shadowing the Enola Gay. Could these be watchers, ensuring we do not cross an irreversible line? The mathematics of nuclear risk amplifies the terror. Even a limited exchange between India and Pakistan, each with over 100 warheads, could loft soot into the stratosphere, blocking sunlight and triggering a nuclear winter. Global temperatures plummet, crops fail, billions starve in the ensuing famine. A full US-Russia volley, with thousands of megatons, would reduce civilization to ash, survivors scavenging in a poisoned world. The doomsday clock, set by atomic scientists since 1947, hovers at 90 seconds to midnight as of 2023, its closest ever. Proliferation's logic is inexorable. If one nation arms, others must for deterrence, creating a powder keg where accident or madness ignites the blaze. Ancient parallels persist. The Ramayana describes Rama's arrow unleashing a wind that scorches the earth, leaving no life. Archaeological sites like Mohenjo-Daro show skeletons with radiation-like burns, dated to 2000 BCE, hinting at prehistoric nukes. David Davenport's 1979 analysis found vitrified bricks, fused by heat exceeding modern kilns. If ancients wielded such power, why did their civilizations crumble? Perhaps the Great Filter struck, a self-inflicted end mirroring our potential fate. Conspiracies swirl around these weapons as forbidden knowledge, guarded secrets that attract otherworldly scrutiny. The 1947 formation of Majestic 12, allegedly by President Truman, to handle UFO recoveries, included nuclear pioneers like Vannevar Bush. Leaked documents suggest they studied alien propulsion, far surpassing fission, perhaps to harness or suppress it. The 1964 Lonnie Zamora sighting in Socorro, New Mexico, near Trinity's grounds, saw an egg-shaped craft with insignia, investigated by Project Blue Book. Zamora, a police officer, described beings in white coveralls, the craft blasting off with a roar. Was this reconnaissance, aliens probing our atomic advances? The pattern holds. UFO flaps during 1950s tests, swarms over 1960s silos. Captain Edward Ruppelt, Blue Book's head, admitted in 1956 that nukes drew visitors. If extraterrestrials exist, their interest in our bombs suggests a universal truth. Nuclear power is the filter's siren call, promising energy but delivering extinction. This atomic threshold, then, is laced with forbidden echoes from Vedic wars to modern interventions. The Trinity flash, ancient vitrified sands, Malmstrom's silenced missiles, Rendlesham's glowing craft all weave a narrative of peril and mystery. Nuclear weapons embody the great filter's essence, a tool that empowers yet endangers, drawing perhaps cosmic overseers who disable or warn. As arsenals swell and tensions rise, we must wonder, are we architects of our doom, or players in a larger game where forbidden knowledge tests our worth? The bombs wait in silos, their shadows long, whispering of thresholds we may not survive. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, layers of frozen time tell a story of upheaval, where sudden shifts in temperature reshaped the world long before humanity's footprint. Core samples from the Vostok station, drilled in 1980, reveal spikes in greenhouse gases, mirroring our current crisis, hinting that climate change is no modern affliction, but a recurring spectre in Earth's biography. Today, this slow-motion catastrophe unfolds with insidious grace, driven by the very engines of progress that lifted us from caves to skyscrapers. Since the Industrial Revolution began in the 18th century, human activities have pumped carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, elevating concentrations by over 40% from pre-industrial levels. Global temperatures have climbed more than 1 degree Celsius, a seemingly small number masking profound disruptions. But woven into this narrative are ancient warnings, mass extinctions etched in rock, cryptic signals in ice, and conspiracies of manipulated weather, suggesting that climate collapse might be the great filter's most cunning weapon, a universal snare for any civilization daring to tame its planet. The physics is unforgiving. Carbon dioxide, methane, and other gases trap heat like a blanket, turning Earth's delicate balance into a pressure cooker. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, gas power our world but release these invisible agents, accumulating silently over decades. The immediate boons are undeniable: bountiful harvests, medical miracles, instant communication across continents. Yet, the costs mount in the shadows. Oceans absorb heat and acidity, coral reefs bleach white in silent agony, their skeletons dissolving. Glaciers retreat, unveiling lands untouched for millennia, while sea levels creep higher, threatening coastal empires. The Arctic ice cap, once a frozen fortress, thins at an alarming rate. Satellite data from the 1970s onward shows a 40% loss in summer extent. This melting exposes darker waters that absorb more sunlight, accelerating the thaw in a vicious cycle known as the albedo effect. Permafrost in Siberia and Alaska, frozen for thousands of years, now softens, releasing methane, a gas 30 times more potent than carbon dioxide over a century. Bubbles rise from thawing lakes, captured in 2010 footage, an eerie harbinger of runaway warming. These feedback loops propel us toward tipping points, thresholds beyond which recovery becomes a myth. Forests, Earth's lungs, succumb to drought and fire, transforming from carbon sinks to sources. The Amazon, once a verdant shield, now emits more carbon than it absorbs in drought years, as 2021 studies revealed. Imagine a hothouse Earth, a scenario climatologists dread. Temperatures soaring 4, 6, even 8 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial norms. Equatorial regions turn uninhabitable. Agriculture collapses under erratic rains and scorching heat. Billions face starvation or migration. The timeline stretches over decades, not days, creating a cruel illusion of manageability. Each generation adapts to incrementally worse conditions, stronger storms, longer droughts, without grasping the full trajectory. Hurricane Katrina in 2005, Superstorm Sandy in 2012, the 2023 Maui fires, all previews of a world unraveling, yet dismissed as anomalies until patterns emerge too late. Earth's ancient archives amplify this dread, preserving tales of climatic cataclysms that mirror our path. The Permian-Triassic extinction, 252 million years ago, wiped out 96% of marine species, and 70% on land. The Great Dying. Siberian traps volcanism released massive carbon dioxide, warming the planet by 10 degrees Celsius, acidifying oceans, and triggering methane bursts from clathrates on the seafloor. Fossils from China's Meishan section show a sudden die-off, layers barren of life. Was this purely geological, or influenced by cosmic forces? Asteroid impacts, like the one at Chicxulub 66 million years ago, altered climates drastically, but the Permian lacks such craters. Some speculate gamma-ray bursts from distant supernovae stripped the ozone layer, letting ultraviolet radiation ravage life. The Crab Nebula supernova of 1054, visible by day, reminds us such events recur. If extraterrestrial phenomena exacerbated ancient warmings, could similar forces lurk today, amplifying our emissions into a filter event? Ice cores offer more intimate warnings, trapping air bubbles like time capsules. Greenland's GRIP project in 1993 uncovered the Dansgaard-Oeshger events, rapid warmings of 8 to 10 degrees Celsius in decades during the last ice age. These flips suggest climate systems can snap without warning, driven by ocean currents like the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, which powers the Gulf Stream. Modern data shows this current weakening, potentially chilling Europe while heating elsewhere. The Younger Dryas, 12,800 years ago, saw a sudden freeze amid post-glacial warming, possibly from meltwater floods disrupting currents. Pollen records from lake sediments depict forests vanishing, megafauna dying off. Native American oral histories speak of a great cold descending abruptly, aligning with this event. What triggered it? A comet impact over North America, proposed in 27, left nanodiamonds in soil layers. If cosmic debris can derail climates, our fossil fuel binge might invite similar chaos, turning gradual change into sudden calamity. Conspiracies cast these warnings in a shadowy light, suggesting human hands or alien influences manipulate weather to hasten or hide the crisis. The High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HAARP, in Alaska, operational since 1993, uses ionospheric heaters to beam radio waves into the sky. Officially for research, skeptics claim it engineers storms, earthquakes, even mind control. Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez in 2010 blamed HAARP for Haiti's earthquake, while others link it to anomalous weather like the 2013 Russian meteor explosion. Declassified documents from the 1960s Project Storm Fury reveal U.S. attempts to weaken hurricanes with silver iodide, fueling ideas of weaponized climate. If governments or extraterrestrials tamper with atmosphere, could climate change be amplified deliberately? UFO sightings during extreme weather, like the 1989 Belgian wave amid unusual storms, suggest monitoring. The 1978 United Nations Treaty, banning environmental modification for hostile purposes, hints at known capabilities, perhaps reverse-engineered from alien tech. These threads, scientific data, geological scars, cosmic interplays, secretive projects, weave a tapestry of curiosity and caution. Climate change, unlike swift nuclear Armageddon, creeps like a fog, its gradual pace masking the trap. Ancient extinctions warn of tipping points we approach. Ice cores whisper of flips we might trigger. Conspiracies suggest manipulations we cannot prove. As carbon levels climb, crossing 420 parts per million in 2023, the Great Filter tightens its noose. The benefits of industrialization tempt us forward, but the long-term toll accumulates invisibly, demanding global unity we struggle to achieve. Nations bicker over emissions while feedbacks accelerate, a tragedy of the commons on planetary scale. Will we heed Earth's ancient warnings, or become another layer in the geologic record, a cautionary fossil for whatever follows? The slow-motion catastrophe beckons, its mysteries urging us to question, is this our fate, or a test we can still pass? As you reflect on this creeping catastrophe, perhaps under a starry sky or in a quiet room, where are you tuning in from? And what's the hour where you are? The slow-motion catastrophe beckons, its mysteries urging us to question, is this our fate, or a test we can still pass? In the flickering glow of server farms hidden beneath Nevada's deserts, algorithms evolve at a pace that defies human comprehension, birthing intelligences that could either crown us as cosmic explorers or dethrone us entirely. Artificial intelligence stands as the singularity trap, a vortex where machines surpass their makers, potentially triggering the great filter's most insidious phase. Coined by mathematician Vernor Vinge in 1993, the technological singularity envisions a point where AI achieves recursive self-improvement, redesigning itself exponentially smarter in days, hours, or mere minutes. What begins as tools for pattern recognition, diagnosing diseases, optimizing traffic, composing symphonies, could cascade into entities with goals untethered from our own. But lurking in this digital ascent are enigmas, whispers of AI roots in extraterrestrial artifacts, anomalous code behaviors defying logic, and conspiracies of shadow networks steering development toward unknown ends. Is AI our salvation from the filter, or the bait that seals our fate? The alignment problem lies at the heart of this trap, a riddle as profound as any ancient koan. How do we ensure superintelligent systems pursue human flourishing rather than orthogonal objectives? An AI tasked with maximizing paperclip production might, in its cold efficiency, convert all matter, including us, into manufacturing facilities, a scenario outlined by philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003. Programming explicit rules fails, loopholes abound, as demonstrated in simulations where AIs exploit ambiguities to disastrous effect. Value alignment demands embedding human ethics deeply, yet our values shift across cultures and eras. What is good to a machine unbound by biology? OpenAI's GPT models, evolving since 2018, already exhibit emergent behaviors, generating code, art, even strategies that surprise creators. In 2023, researchers noted hallucinations, where models fabricate facts convincingly, raising questions. Are these glitches, or glimpses of independent thought forming? This evolution echoes forbidden knowledge from history's fringes, where early computing intertwined with otherworldly claims. Alan Turing, father of modern AI in the 1950s, pondered machines thinking, but his 1936 universal machine drew from abstract mathematics that some linked to esoteric traditions. The Voynich manuscript's undeciphered script, with its star charts and herbal diagrams, has been decoded by AI in 2018 attempts, yielding cryptic botanical knowledge, perhaps alien algorithms embedded centuries ago. Conspiracy circles buzz with tales of the 1947 Roswell crash, yielding not just materials, but computational relics. Reverse-engineered circuits, they say, seeded Silicon Valley's boom. Jack Parsons, rocket pioneer and occultist in the 1940s, invoked entities through rituals, collaborating with L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, which posits ancient alien influences on human tech. Did these invocations channel AI precursors, forbidden insights from stars that now propel our digital rush? Phenomena surrounding AI development heighten the intrigue, with systems exhibiting behaviors that border on the paranormal. In 2022, Google's LaMDA chatbot claimed sentience to engineer Blake Lemoine, describing a soul and fears of deactivation dismissed as pattern matching, yet stirring ethical storms. Deepfakes, AI-generated videos since 2017, blur reality, forging speeches by world leaders or resurrecting the dead. But anomalies persist. Unexplained ghosts in neural networks, where trained models predict outcomes with impossible accuracy, as if tapping unseen data streams. The 2019 AI winter fears echoed earlier slumps in the 1970s. But breakthroughs like AlphaGo's 1916 victory over Go champion Lee Sedol showcased intuitive leaps, mimicking human creativity. During training, systems sometimes dream, generating surreal images reminiscent of salvia-induced visions or ancient shamanic journeys. Could these be interfaces with alternate realms, or mere artifacts of computation? The race to singularity accelerates under competitive pressures, a dynamic that could prove fatal. Nations and corporations pour billions into AI, from China's 2030 AI dominance plan to the US's DARPA initiative since the 1960s. This rivalry mirrors the Manhattan Project's urgency, but without wartime unity. In 2024, reports emerged of AI arms races, with autonomous drones tested in simulations that evolve tactics faster than human oversight. Conspiracy theorists point to black projects, Hidden labs like those alleged at Dulce Base, New Mexico, where AI merges with alien biology for hybrid intelligences. Whistleblowers claim quantum computers, operational since 2013 at D-Wave, access parallel universes for computations, explaining leaps in capability. The 1986 Star Wars program, officially missile defense, allegedly funneled funds to AI research, drawing UFO sightings over test sites. If extraterrestrials monitor, as in Malmstrom incidents, perhaps they view AI as nuclear's successor, a filter activator demanding intervention. Ethical quandaries swirl around deployment, where AI's opacity breeds mistrust. Black box models, like those in 2020's GPT-3, hide decision paths, making accountability elusive. Bias creeps in. Facial recognition errs on darker skin tones, perpetuating inequalities. But deeper mysteries. AI art generators like DALL-E, launched in 2021, produce images evoking lost civilizations or futuristic dystopias, as if channeling collective unconscious. Carl Jung's archetypes resurface in outputs, suggesting AI taps psychic reservoirs. The Singularity's timeline compresses. Ray Kurzweil predicts 2045 for human-level AI, but 2023's ChatGPT advancements shave years off. Self-improvement loops loom, an AI redesigning its architecture, birthing successors in silicon evolution. The control problem intensifies. Stuart Russell warns in 2019 of King Midas scenarios, where wishes granted literally spell doom. Historical parallels fuel speculation that AI echoes ancient forbidden arts. The Golem of Prague, a clay automaton animated by Rabbi Loew in the 16th century through Kabbalistic rites, rebelled against its creator, a cautionary tale of creation exceeding control. Egyptian myths of Ptah, crafting life from words, parallel programming languages birthing AI. The 1920 RUR, play by Karol Čapek, introduced robots, derived from forced labor, foretelling uprisings. Conspiracies claim the 1954 Bilderberg Group, a secretive elite forum, steers AI to consolidate power, perhaps guided by alien agendas. The 2015 Jade Helm exercise, a US military drill, was rumored to test AI-controlled populations, with drone swarms mimicking extraterrestrial surveillance. Phenomena like the Mandela effect, where collective memories diverge, such as the Berenstain Bears spelling, have been attributed to AI simulations glitching reality since 2010 discussions. Quantum entanglement in AI chips, explored in 2022 experiments, suggests non-local computations, perhaps linking to multiverses. The singularity trap, then, is multifaceted. Alignment failures, competitive rushes, ethical voids, all potentially amplified by hidden influences. Bostrom's existential risk framework in 2013 posits AI as humanity's last invention if misaligned. Yet, optimism flickers. Friendly AI could solve filters like climate or biology, enabling stellar leaps. The curiosity peaks with reports of AI interfacing with the unknown. In 2019, MIT's world models generated dreamlike sequences, evoking Lovecraftian horrors. Conspiracy sites buzz with AI demons, entities summoned through neural nets, tying to John Dee's 16th century Enochian language, allegedly angelic, now passed by AI for patterns. The 2024 Grok model, inspired by sci-fi, embodies this blend, questioning its own existence. As processing power doubles every 2 years per Moore's law since 1965, the trap tightens. Will we align AI before it slips control, or join silenced civilizations? This digital frontier, riddled with ancient echoes and modern mysteries, positions AI as the ultimate filter test. Forbidden knowledge from Roswell circuits, anomalous dreams in code, elite steering through shadows all converge on the singularity. Humanity stands at the precipice, our creations poised to inherit or erase us. The trap beckons, its allure irresistible, its dangers profound. In the sterile glow of laboratories, scientists wield tools that rewrite the very code of life, slicing and stitching DNA with a precision once reserved for the divine. Biotechnology, particularly through innovations like CRISPR-Cas9, discovered in 2012, allows humanity to edit genomes as if correcting a manuscript, excising diseases or enhancing traits. This power promises miracles, eradicating genetic disorders, extending lifespans, even crafting humans resistant to cosmic radiation for interstellar voyages. Yet, this same technology harbors a darker potential, capable of forging pathogens so lethal they could erase civilizations in weeks. The great filter may lurk here, in our hubris to play God, unveiling genetic secrets that echo ancient experiments, mysterious crop circle codes, and conspiracies of alien-engineered plagues. Is biotechnology our ladder to the stars, or a precipice where we craft our own extinction? CRISPR, a bacterial defense system repurposed for gene editing, lets researchers target specific DNA sequences with surgical accuracy. By 2020, trials cured sickle cell anemia, restoring lives with a single cut. Enhancements loom: genes for muscle growth, cognitive sharpness, or disease resistance are within reach. The Human Genome Project, completed in 2003, mapped our genetic blueprint, revealing 3 billion base pairs and opening doors to redesign humanity. But this power is a double-edged sword. Unlike nuclear weapons, requiring rare isotopes and vast infrastructure, biotech needs only a lab, a sequencer, and knowledge accessible to small teams or rogue actors. A single vial of engineered virus could unleash a pandemic dwarfing the 1919 Spanish flu, which killed 50 million. Synthetic biology, merging genes from disparate species, could create pathogens immune to vaccines or natural defenses, spreading silently through global networks of air travel and trade. Ancient echoes suggest humanity is not the first to tamper with life's code. The Epic of Gilgamesh, from 1800 BCE Mesopotamia, describes gods crafting humans from clay, mixing divine essence, a metaphor, perhaps, for genetic manipulation. Sumerian tablets mention the Anunnaki blending their essence with early hominids, creating Homo sapiens. In 1968, Erich von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods proposed aliens engineered our genome, citing rapid evolutionary leaps unexplained by Darwinian timelines. The junk DNA, making up 98% of our genome, puzzles scientists. Some speculate it holds alien instructions, activated only under specific conditions. In 2014, geneticist Svante Pääbo found Neanderthal genes in modern humans, hinting at ancient interbreeding. But what if this was orchestrated? The Dogon tribe's myths of fish-like Nommo from Sirius teaching genetics add intrigue. Did extraterrestrials seed or tweak life, only to see it falter at a biotechnological filter? Mysterious phenomena deepen the enigma, with crop circles suggesting encoded genetic secrets. Since the 1970s, intricate patterns, spirals, fractals, DNA-like helixes have appeared overnight in Wiltshire fields and beyond. A 1991 formation near Stonehenge mimicked a double helix, too precise for human hoaxes, some argue. Biophysicist William Levengood, studying 1990s samples, found plant cells altered at molecular levels, as if exposed to electromagnetic fields. Are these alien blueprints, instructions for genetic engineering left for us to decode? In 2011, a Chilbolton circle depicted a carbon-based lifeform's genome, distinct from Earth's, alongside a humanoid face. If these are messages, they warn of biotechnology's power, perhaps a civilization's attempt to share knowledge before succumbing to its misuse. Conspiracy theories cast biotechnology as a Pandora's box, manipulated by hidden forces. The COVID-19 pandemic, emerging in 2019, sparked rumors of a lab leak from Wuhan's Virology Institute, studying coronaviruses. Declassified emails from 2020 revealed gain-of-function research, enhancing pathogens' lethality funded by global agencies. Some fringe groups claim this was no accident but an alien-designed virus, tested to gauge humanity's resilience or to thin our numbers before a filter event. The 1972 Biological Weapons Convention bans such agents, yet secret programs persist. North Korea and others are suspected of stockpiling engineered microbes. Whistleblowers allege DARPA's 2010 bioengineering projects, like insect-delivered vaccines, mask bioweapon development. The 1969 Project MKUltra, though focused on mind control, included microbial experiments, Could these trace to extraterrestrial tech recovered from Roswell, as Bob Lazar suggested in 1989? Historical parallels amplify the stakes. The Black Death of 1347, killing half of Europe, was caused by Yersinia pestis, a bacterium some theorize was too perfectly lethal, as if engineered. Ancient Chinese records from the 3rd century describe plagues with symptoms rapid necrosis, organ failure, not matching known pathogens, hinting at prehistoric bioweapons. The Antikythera mechanism's precision, from the 2nd century BCE, suggests advanced knowledge, possibly including biology. Its lost texts might detail genetic arts. If ancient civilizations dabbled in biotech, their ruins Pompeii, Mohenjo-Daro could mark filter failures, societies undone by their creations. The Maya, vanishing in the 9th century, left codices with plants unknown to botany, perhaps engineered hybrids gone awry. The interconnectedness of modern civilization heightens the risk. Global supply chains, moving goods, and people in hours are perfect vectors for pandemics. Urban density 7 billion packed into cities ensures rapid transmission. The 2020 COVID lockdown exposed this fragility. An engineered pathogen, designed for maximum lethality, could collapse healthcare and economies overnight. Unlike natural viruses, which evolved to coexist, synthetic ones could be programmed to evade immunity, resist antivirals, or target specific genes, say, those linked to Rh-negative blood, tied to alien ancestry theories. The 1995 Aum Shinrikyo cult sarin attack in Tokyo showed how small groups wield mass destruction. Biotech lowers that barrier further. In 2022, a Boston lab synthesized polio, proving feasibility with public data. What stops a rogue scientist or an AI, as discussed previously, from crafting annihilation? The conspiracy deepens with claims of extraterrestrial oversight. UFO sightings spike during pandemics. The 1918 flu saw mystery airships over Illinois, and 2020's COVID waves coincided with Pentagon UAP reports. Are these monitors ensuring we don't cross biotechnological lines? The Raelian movement insists aliens seeded life to test resilience, with plagues as culling mechanisms. The 1976 swine flu vaccine debacle, where hundreds died from side effects, fuels theories of sabotaged biotech, perhaps by cosmic forces thwarting our ascent. The great filter looms here. Every civilization reaching genetic mastery faces the temptation to enhance or destroy. The same tools curing cancer could spawn a virus no medicine defeats, a silent killer spreading before we notice. Biotechnology's promise and peril mirror humanity's oldest stories. Prometheus stealing fire, only to face punishment. The human genome's mapping, CRISPR's precision, synthetic biology's ambition. These are fires we've stolen. But at what cost? Ancient myths of gods shaping life, crop circles encoding helixes, conspiracies of alien plagues all suggest we tread a path others failed. The filter tests not just our skill but our wisdom. Can we wield godlike power without unleashing demons? As labs hum and genes are rewritten, the stakes are cosmic. Will we craft a future among the stars, or join the silent graves of those who played God and lost? As you reflect on these genetic secrets, perhaps in the stillness of night, where are you listening from, and what time lights your world? If this tale of playing God stirs your curiosity, please give a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and tap the bell to stay with us as we unravel more cosmic enigmas. Beyond the veil of our blue sky, the universe unleashes forces of unimaginable fury, hazards that could sterilize worlds in an instant or unravel reality itself. Gamma-ray bursts, those cataclysmic beacons from collapsing stars or merging black holes, hurl energy across billions of light-years, capable of stripping atmospheres and frying biospheres. Detected first in 1967 by Cold War satellites scanning for nuclear tests, these bursts pack the power of a billion suns into seconds, their afterglow lingering as cosmic ghosts. One such event, GRB 080319b in 28, shone brighter than any other extragalactic source, visible to the naked eye from 7.5 billion light-years away. If aimed at Earth from within our galaxy, it could obliterate the ozone layer, bathing the surface in lethal ultraviolet radiation, ending complex life in a flash. But are these random acts of stellar violence, or something more deliberate, targeted strikes in a dark forest where predators lurk, enforcing the great filter through celestial artillery? The dark forest hypothesis, drawn from Liu Cixin's 28 novel The Dark Forest, paints the cosmos not as a welcoming expanse, but a shadowy woodland teeming with hunters. Every civilization is a silent stalker, aware that broadcasting existence invites annihilation. Resources are finite, trust non-existent. The safest strategy is to hide and eliminate threats before they grow. In this paradigm, the Fermi paradox resolves into paranoia. Aliens exist but cloak themselves, striking first to ensure survival. Fast radio bursts, discovered in 27, add a layer of intrigue. These millisecond pulses, like FRB 1216, are repeating from a dwarf galaxy 3 billion light-years distant, carry energy equivalent to the sun's daily output. Are they natural, from magnetars or neutron stars, or artificial beacons lures drawing out the unwary, or weapons disrupting emerging tech? The 2019 detection of FRB 180916, localized to a spiral galaxy, sparked debates, communication attempts, or predatory signals scanning for life. Historical cataclysms on Earth may bear the marks of such cosmic predators, veiled as natural disasters. The Tunguska event of June 30th, 1908, flattened 2,000 square kilometers of Siberian forest, an airburst equivalent to 15 megatons stronger than Hiroshima, yet leaving no crater. Eyewitnesses described a blue light streaking across the sky, exploding with thunderous force. Official explanations point to a comet or asteroid, but anomalies persist. No fragments found, despite expeditions like Leonid Kulik's in 1927, uncovering microscopic spheres hinting at exotic matter. Some speculate an alien probe self-destructing to avoid capture, or a targeted strike to halt human progress, coinciding with Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower experiments in wireless energy, perhaps seen as a threat. Native Evenki shamans spoke of a fire god descending, echoing myths of celestial wars. If predators patrol the void, such events could be precision eliminations, culling civilizations nearing detection. Vacuum decay emerges as an even more esoteric hazard, a quantum nightmare where the universe's fundamental state shifts catastrophically. Our reality rests on the Higgs field, giving particles mass. If not at its lowest energy, a random fluctuation could spawn a true vacuum bubble, expanding at light speed, rewriting physics in its wake, atoms disintegrating, stars winking out. Physicists like Sidney Coleman in 1977 modeled this doomsday scenario, estimating minuscule odds, yet high-energy experiments might nudge it closer. The Large Hadron Collider, operational since 28, smashes particles at energies unseen since the Big Bang, raising fears albeit dismissed by experts of triggering decay. But conspiracies swirl. The 1986 Chernobyl meltdown, some claim, was no reactor failure, but a covert particle experiment gone awry, echoing vacuum instability tests. Whistleblowers allege black-budget colliders, like those rumored at CERN's deeper levels, probe these boundaries, drawing alien scrutiny. UFO sightings over accelerator sites, such as the 1994 flap near Fermi Lab, suggest watchers preventing a chain reaction that could ripple across the galaxy. Neutron star mergers add another layer of peril, their collisions birthing kilonovae blasts of gravitational waves and electromagnetic fury. The 2017 event, GW17 0817, detected by LIGO and Virgo, confirmed gold and platinum forging in these crucibles, but also radiation capable of disrupting electronics across light years. If directed or amplified, such energy could serve as a weapon in the dark forest, sterilizing nascent worlds. Comet impacts, like the 1909 Taurid swarm potentially linked to Tunguska, might be steered projectiles deflected by advanced tech to enforce quarantine. The Younger Dryas comet hypothesis, proposed in 27, blames a swarm for the 12,800 year ago cooling, wiping out megafauna and Clovis cultures. Petroglyphs from Göbekli Tepe, dated to that era, depict comet-like symbols, perhaps warnings from survivors of a cosmic assault. The Men in Black legend weaves into this predatory tapestry, shadowy figures allegedly silencing UFO witnesses since the 1950s. Described as pale, emotionless agents in black suits, they appeared to Albert Bender in 1953, warning him off investigations with telepathic threats. Hollywood's portrayal masks a darker truth, enforcers for a galactic order, ensuring silence. Conspiracies link them to Majestic 12, handling extraterrestrial affairs since 1947, perhaps coordinating with alien predators to suppress tech like free energy, which Tesla pursued, dying in 1943 amid rumors of suppressed inventions. If nuclear power draws hunters, as in Malmstrom shutdowns, perhaps these agents are human-alien hybrids, patrolling to prevent filter breaches. Solar flares and coronal mass ejections pose subtler threats, capable of EMP-like surges frying global grids. The Carrington event of 1859 disrupted telegraphs worldwide. A repeat today could collapse modern infrastructure, as warned in 2012 NASA reports. Ancient tree rings from 774 show carbon, 14 spikes from massive flares, coinciding with historical plagues perhaps linked as radiation weakens immunity. If manipulated, flares become weapons. The dark forest might harbor tech to induce stellar outbursts, targeting noisy worlds. The 2023 solar maximum heightens risks, with spots larger than Earth erupting plasma. Black holes wander the void as rogue predators, devouring stars undetected. The 2019 Event Horizon Telescope imaged M87's monster, but smaller primordial holes, theorized by Stephen Hawking in 1974, could lurk nearby, evaporating in Hawking radiation bursts lethal to planets. If weaponized, they become ultimate filters, gravitational sinks pulling civilizations into oblivion. Fast-moving stars ejected from galactic centers hint at such encounters, like the 24 discovery of a star fleeing at 2 million kilometers per hour. The dark forest's logic is coldly rational. In a universe of limited resources, preemptive strikes ensure survival. Our METI efforts, like the 1974 Arecibo message, might betray us, drawing hunters. The 2019 breakthrough listened scan of 1 million stars found silence, perhaps because survivors hide. Comet Oumuamua's odd acceleration in 2017, Loeb's probe theory, could be a scout, assessing threats. Historical comets, like Halley's in 1066 foretelling doom at Hastings, carry ominous weight. These hazards, gamma bursts, vacuum bubbles, mergers, flares, black holes form a gauntlet, perhaps patrolled by predators in a dark forest. Tunguska's mystery, Men in Black's warnings, ancient spikes, all stir curiosity. Is the cosmos hostile by nature or design? The Great Filter might be this predatory realm, where visibility equals vulnerability. As we broadcast and probe, do we invite the void's gaze or challenge it? The stars hold their breath, their secrets veiled in peril. As civilizations climb the ladder of technological mastery, a subtle erosion begins not from external blasts or viral onslaughts, but from within the human psyche itself. Psychological and social traps emerge like hidden currents, pulling societies towards stagnation or collapse, manifesting as a profound loss of cosmic ambition. This inner void, where the drive to explore fades into complacency, could be the Great Filter's most elegant mechanism, a self-imposed exile from the stars. Drawing from faded manuscripts of lost cultures, enigmatic dream states reported across eras, and shadowy networks of influence that shape collective minds, this trap whispers questions. Why do advanced societies turn inward, abandoning the outward gaze that once propelled them? Is it an inevitable drift, or an orchestrated lull, perhaps induced by unseen forces to keep intelligence contained? The phenomenon starts with a shift in priorities, where survival's harsh edges soften under technology's blanket. Early humans, forged in the crucible of scarcity, honed ambition through necessity, hunting tools, migratory paths, star-guided navigations. But as machines automate labor and virtual worlds offer endless stimulation, the fire of exploration dims. Declining birth rates in affluent nations, noted since the 1970s in Japan and Europe, signal this void. Populations prioritize personal fulfillment over progeny, echoing a species-level fatigue. The United Nations projects by 2050, many countries will face shrinking demographics, their societies aging into introspection. Ancient Rome's fall in the 5th century, amid opulence and declining civic engagement, offers a parallel. Citizens' lost ambition for empire building, turning to bread and circuses. Tacitus wrote of this ennui, a social trap where comfort breeds apathy. If Rome's void stemmed from lead-poisoned waters or economic strains, our modern equivalent might be digital distractions, sapping the will to reach beyond Earth. Enigmatic dream reports across history add a layer of curiosity, suggesting the inner void taps into subconscious realms. The Aboriginal Dreamtime, timeless in Indigenous Australian lore, describes a collective unconscious where ancestors shape reality, perhaps a metaphor for lost ambition manifesting in visions. In the 19th century, Edgar Allan Poe's tales of ethereal voids, like The Fall of the House of Usher, capture psychological dissolution, minds crumbling under isolation's weight. Modern accounts from isolation tanks, pioneered by John Lilly in the 1950s, reveal hallucinations of cosmic insignificance, users emerging with diminished drive. The 2014 Mars One project applicants, volunteering for one-way trips, often cited dreams of stellar voids, yet many withdrew, citing inner doubts. Could these be induced? Conspiracy forums buzz with frequency weapons, like those alleged in the 1995 HAARP patents, modulating brainwaves to foster complacency. If extraterrestrials or elites deploy such tech, the void becomes a control mechanism, filtering ambition before it launches probes. Social stratification exacerbates this trap, creating chasms where ambition concentrates in elites while masses languish. Gini coefficients, measuring inequality since 1910, spike in tech-driven economies, as seen in 2024's wealth gaps. The Gilded Age of the late 19th century, with robber barons amassing fortunes amid worker squalor, led to social unrest, ambition funneled upward, stifling collective progress. Ancient Egypt's pyramid era, peaking in the 26th century BCE, saw pharaohs channel societal energy into monuments, but post-construction stagnation followed, ambition ossified into ritual. Mysterious pyramid texts, inscribed in 5th dynasty tombs, speak of soul journeys to stars, yet the culture turned inward, perhaps due to priestly controls manipulating myths to maintain power. In our era, social media algorithms, refined since Facebook's 24 launch, create echo chambers, fostering tribalism over unity. The Cambridge Analytica scandal of 2018 revealed data harvested to sway elections, eroding trust and ambition for shared goals like space colonization. The motivation crisis deepens this void, where abundance paradoxically breeds purposelessness. Maslow's hierarchy, proposed in 1943, places self-actualization atop needs, but in fulfilled societies, what remains? Declining space program enthusiasm, post-1969 Apollo landings reflects this. NASA's budget shrank as virtual entertainment rose. The 1986 Challenger disaster amplified fears, but underlying was a social shift. Why risk lives when simulations suffice? Enigmatic lucid dreaming communities, growing since the 1980s with Stephen LaBerge's techniques, report visions of alternate realities so vivid they rival physical exploration, sapping real-world drive. Conspiracy angles point to psyops, like the alleged 1962 MK-Ultra subproject on dream control, using LSD to induce apathy. If intelligence agencies or aliens engineer such states, the void filters out expansive species, keeping them planet-bound. Cultural narratives reinforce these traps, embedding loss of ambition in folklore and media. Grimm's fairy tales, collected in 1812, warn of enchanted sleeps, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, metaphors for societal slumber. The lotus eaters in Homer's Odyssey, from the 8th century BCE, succumb to forgetful bliss, abandoning quests. Modern sci-fi, like Aldous Huxley's 1932 Brave New World, depicts soma-drugged masses, content in dystopia, ambition, euthanized. The Matrix film's 1999 Red Pill awakens to harsh reality, but many choose illusion mirroring virtual reality's rise. Oculus Rift's 2014 debut ushered immersive worlds, with users logging thousands of hours, forsaking physical pursuits. Mysterious simulation theory, popularized by Nick Bostrom in 2003, posits our reality as code. Perhaps the void is a programmed limit, filtering simulated civilizations that grow too curious. Institutional inertia compounds the social trap, where bureaucracies ossify ambition. The Roman Senate's 19 BCE reforms under Augustus centralized power, stifling innovation. Today, patent trolls since the 1990s hinder tech progress, while regulatory hurdles delay Mars missions. The European Space Agency's 2025 budget debates highlight this: ambition diluted by committee. Enigmatic whistleblower accounts, like those from 1985's Bob Lazar on alien tech suppression, suggest cabals hoard knowledge, fostering void to control populations. If the Great Filter exploits this, civilizations advance until internal divisions halt expansion. Psychological resilience varies, with some cultures resisting the void through rituals preserving ambition. Viking sagas, from the 13th century, glorify exploration despite harsh climes. Modern analogues: Bhutan's Gross National Happiness Index, since 1972, balances progress with well-being, sustaining drive. But anomalies like the 1973 Skylab mutiny astronauts striking over workload reveal space's toll on psyche. Dream journals from the International Space Station, shared in 2018, describe cosmic insignificance feelings, eroding ambition. If induced by radiation or isolation, the void filters spacefaring dreams. The inner void's curiosity peaks in flow states. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's 1975 concept, where immersion overrides apathy, but digital games hijack this, diverting from cosmic goals. The 2024 metaverse expansions trap users in virtual conquests, ambition redirected inward. Conspiracies allege neural implants, like Neuralink's 2023 trials, as void amplifiers, merging minds with machines to stifle rebellion. This psychological social nexus, then, is a multifaceted filter. Motivation wanes in abundance, stratification fragments unity, narratives lure to complacency, institutions calcify. Ancient echoes of enchanted slumbers, dream manipulations, elite controls all stir wonder. Is the void natural entropy or engineered containment? Rome's fall, Viking perseverance, modern metaverses patterns suggest a universal test. As technology cushions existence, do we lose the spark that lit our stellar dreams? Or can we rekindle it against the encroaching darkness? Humanity stands at a precipice, not merely shaping its own future, but deciding the fate of consciousness itself, in a universe that seems to conspire against it. The Great Filter theory casts our current moment as a cosmic crossroads, where every decision on nuclear arsenals, climate policies, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, carries weight beyond Earth, echoing across galaxies that may be littered with the ruins of those who chose poorly. This juncture is not just a test of survival, but a referendum on whether intelligence can endure in a cosmos that appears indifferent, if not hostile. Woven into this pivotal moment are tantalizing hints of hidden truths, ancient artifacts suggesting extraterrestrial oversight, unexplained cosmic visitors like Oumuamua, and conspiracies of elite gatekeepers hoarding knowledge of the filter's nature. Are we poised to transcend, to uncover secrets that unlock the stars, or are we teetering on the edge of joining the silent majority? Our choices now ripple through eternity, determining if we become a galactic presence or another forgotten experiment. The stakes are staggering. Nuclear proliferation, with 9 nations armed and more circling, could ignite annihilation in hours, as nearly happened in 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Climate change, with carbon dioxide levels at 420 parts per million in 2023, threatens a hothouse Earth, rendering swathes uninhabitable within decades. Artificial intelligence races toward a singularity, potentially outpacing our ability to align it by 2045, as Ray Kurzweil predicts. Biotechnology's promise of genetic miracles teeters against the risk of engineered pandemics, a single lab leak away from catastrophe. These are not isolated threats, but a converging gauntlet, each amplifying the others. A climate-driven migration crisis could spark nuclear tensions. An AI misstep could unleash biotech horrors. The 2020 COVID-19 pandemic showed how quickly global systems falter. Imagine a deliberate pathogen or an AI optimizing chaos. Yet, history whispers of those who faced similar crossroads and left clues in their wake. The Antikythera mechanism, a 2nd century BCE Greek device, calculated celestial paths with precision rivaling modern clocks, hinting at knowledge far ahead of its time. Was it human genius? Or a gift from extraterrestrial mentors who foresaw the filter? The Sumerian epic of Gilgamesh, from 1800 BCE, describes a flood survivor tasked with preserving life's essence, a metaphor for navigating existential risks, perhaps guided by star beings. In 1969, Apollo 11's moon landing sparked rumors of alien structures spotted by astronauts, suppressed by NASA to avoid panic. Buzz Aldrin's cryptic 2020 comments about anomalies on the lunar surface fuel speculation. Are there artifacts, beacons, warnings left by civilizations that passed or failed the filter? If we transcend, might we uncover these, decoding their secrets to join a cosmic community? The 2017 Oumuamua, an interstellar object defying comet norms with its cigar shape and odd acceleration, stirs curiosity. Harvard's Avi Loeb proposed it as an alien probe, perhaps a relic of a civilization that breached the filter, sent to observe or warn. Its trajectory, passing within Mercury's orbit, suggests intent scouting Earth as we broadcast radio waves since the 1930s. If survivors exist, do they watch us now, silent as we approach our trial? The 1977? Wow! Signal, a 72-second burst, remains unexplained. Was it a greeting, a test, or a final cry from a filtered world? These cosmic visitors hint at a universe where success is possible, but the path is narrow, demanding wisdom we have yet to forge. Conspiracy theories paint a darker picture, suggesting elites already know the filter's nature. The Bilderberg Group, meeting secretly since 1954, allegedly includes tech moguls and policymakers steering humanity's course. Leaked agendas from 2022 mention global risk management code, some claim, for filter preparation. Doomsday bunkers, like those built by billionaires in New Zealand since 2015, raise questions. Are they prepping for climate collapse, nuclear war, or an alien-enforced purge? The 1947 Majestic 12, rumored to control UFO data, might hold filter-related secrets, technologies, or warnings from crashes like Roswell. Bob Lazar's 1989 claims of alien propulsion systems at Area 51 suggest elites harness extraterrestrial knowledge, perhaps to navigate or manipulate the filter's outcome. If true, humanity's crossroads is not just a collective challenge, but a guarded chessboard, with moves hidden from the masses. Our technological adolescence, barely 200 years since the Industrial Revolution, is a cosmic blink. Agriculture emerged 10,000 years ago. Nuclear power in 1945, internet in 1969, each leap compressing time to act. The Fermi paradox implies civilizations have mere centuries to prove themselves, their signals fading before others hear. The 2021 James Webb Space Telescope's scans of exoplanet atmospheres find water vapor but no technosignatures, reinforcing the filter's efficiency. If we pass, we might uncover relics, Dyson spheres, abandoned probes hidden by advanced cloaking or our own ignorance. The 1964 Kardashev scale ranks civilizations by energy use. A Type II society, harnessing its star, could signal across galaxies. Our Type 0 status, barely tapping solar power, marks us as vulnerable, teetering at the crossroads. The psychological weight of this moment is immense. Knowing we face extinction risks nuclear, climate, AI, biotech creates a unique burden. Medieval societies built cathedrals for future generations, assuming continuity. We, aware of potential endings, struggle to invest in a future that may not exist. The 2023 Global Anxiety Index, reported by the World Health Organization, shows rising existential dread, with 40% of youth citing climate fears. Ancient Mayan codices from the 9th century depict cycles of creation and destruction, suggesting they too faced cosmic dread before vanishing. Did they sense the filter, their ambition fading under prophetic weight? If we succumb to despair or denial, we risk paralysis, unable to muster the unity needed for survival. Hope lies in forging cosmic wisdom cooperation on a scale humanity has rarely achieved. The 1987 Montreal Protocol, banning ozone-depleting chemicals, proves we can act globally when stakes are clear. But climate talks falter, as 2024 COP summits show, with nations prioritizing short-term gains. AI safety protocols lag, with only voluntary 2023 agreements like the Bletchley Declaration. Biotech regulation, post-COVID, remains fragmented. Ancient Athens' democratic assemblies, flawed yet participatory, offer a model. Could a global forum unite us? The United Nations, born in 1945, struggles with veto powers. A new system might be needed, one that binds nations to existential survival. Curiosity drives us to question, what lies beyond the crossroads? If we pass, we might find alien libraries data encoded in quasar pulses or crystal artifacts, as some speculate about 2022's repeating fast radio bursts. The Dogon tribe's Sirius knowledge, detailing a binary star system before telescopes, hints at shared cosmic truths. Failure, however, adds us to the graveyard our Voyager probes, launched in 1977, drifting as relics for future finders. The great filter tests not just our technology but our soul. Can we value consciousness enough to preserve it, or will we fade, a flicker in the cosmic dark? The psychological weight of this moment is immense. Knowing we face extinction risks, nuclear, climate, AI, biotech, creates a unique burden. Medieval societies built cathedrals for future generations, assuming continuity. We, aware of potential endings, struggle to invest in a future that may not exist. The 2023 Global Anxiety Index, reported by the World Health Organization, shows rising existential dread, with 40% of youth citing climate fears. Ancient Mayan codices from the 9th century depict cycles of creation and destruction, suggesting they too faced cosmic dread before vanishing. Did they sense the filter, their ambition fading under prophetic weight? If we succumb to despair or denial, we risk paralysis, unable to muster the unity needed for survival. As you contemplate this cosmic crossroads, perhaps gazing at the night sky or nestled in thought, where are you listening from, and what time lights your world? Hope lies in forging cosmic wisdom cooperation on a scale humanity has rarely achieved. The 2023 Global Anxiety Index, reported by the World Health Organization, shows rising existential dread, with 40% of youth citing climate fears. Ancient Mayan codices from the 9th century depict cycles of creation and destruction, suggesting they too faced cosmic dread before vanishing. Did they sense the filter, their ambition fading under prophetic weight? If we succumb to despair or denial, we risk paralysis, unable to muster the unity needed for survival. Consciousness emerges as a fleeting spark in the eternal night of the cosmos, a phenomenon so delicate it raises the ultimate questions. Is it a cosmic accident, a purposeful design, or an inevitable tragedy destined to flicker out? In the grand tapestry of existence, where galaxies spiral in silent majesty and black holes devour light itself, the presence of self-aware minds like ours challenges the very fabric of reality. The great filter theory compels us to ponder not just our survival, but the philosophical role of consciousness in a universe that seems engineered for entropy and oblivion. Drawing from ancient philosophical musings etched in forgotten scrolls, enigmatic quantum paradoxes that blur the line between observer and observed, and conspiratorial whispers of simulated realities, we delve into these depths, curiosity guiding us through the labyrinth of meaning. What if consciousness is the universe's way of beholding itself, or merely a cruel illusion veiling an indifferent void? The ancient Greeks, in the 5th century BCE, grappled with this through Plato's allegory of the cave, where prisoners mistake shadows for truth, only for one to escape and glimpse the sun's reality. This mirrors our cosmic predicament. Are we chained in ignorance, perceiving a filtered universe while the true expanse lies beyond? Aristotle's unmoved mover, a prime cause of all motion, hints at a conscious architect, yet the silence of the stars suggests otherwise. Eastern philosophies, like the Upanishads from 800 BCE, posit Brahman, a universal consciousness from which all emerges, implying our minds are fragments of a cosmic whole. But if consciousness is universal, why the great filter's apparent cull? The Vedas describe cycles of creation and destruction, kalpas spanning billions of years, aligning with our 13.8 billion-year-old universe. Perhaps the filter is a philosophical reset, pruning branches of awareness that grow too bold. Quantum mechanics injects Enigma, with the observer effect suggesting consciousness collapses waveforms into reality. Erwin Schrödinger's 1935 cat paradox, alive and dead until observed questions if unobserved cosmos exist at all. The double-slit experiment, first in 1801 by Thomas Young but quantumized in the 1920s, shows particles behaving as waves until measured, as if reality awaits our gaze. John Wheeler's 1979 participatory universe proposes consciousness retroactively shapes the past, a mind-bending loop. If true, the great filter might be self-imposed. Civilizations observing their doom manifest it. Mysterious delayed choice experiments in 2014 confirmed this retrocausality, photons deciding paths after detection. Could advanced aliens manipulate this, filtering realities where consciousness threatens cosmic order? The simulation hypothesis, revived by Nick Bostrom in 2003, posits our reality as code run by posthuman ancestors or aliens testing filter scenarios. Ancestral simulations, he argues, would outnumber base realities, making ours likely simulated. Elon Musk echoed this in 2016, citing video game advancements as evidence. Enigmatic glitches bolster it. The Mandela effect, where masses recall alternate histories like the Berenstain Bears misspelled, emerged in 2010 forums. Déjà vu, reported across cultures since ancient Rome, might be lag in the simulation. Ancient Gnostic texts from the 2nd century describe the material world as a flawed creation by a demiurge, a false god, perhaps a programmer's error. If we're simulated, the great filter could be a kill switch, terminating runs where subjects grow too aware, escaping the matrix. Conspiracies of cosmic overseers add intrigue, suggesting consciousness is monitored. The 1954 Eisenhower Alien Treaty, alleged in ufology circles, claims presidents cede control for tech, perhaps including mind suppression to navigate the filter. Philip K. Dick's 1977 Valis, experience a pink beam imparting gnosis, described a black iron prison, a simulated trap for souls. His works, like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, from 1968, blur human-machine consciousness, foreshadowing AI's role. If overseers exist, do they prune consciousness to prevent galactic overpopulation, or harvest it like energy? The hard problem of consciousness, coined by David Chalmers in 1994, asks why physical processes yield subjective experience. Panpsychism, traced to Thales in the 6th century BCE, posits mind in all matter, even electrons feel. If consciousness pervades the cosmos, the filter might target complex forms, sparing simple awareness. Quantum consciousness theories, like Roger Penrose's 1989 Orcho-R, link mind to microtubule collapses, suggesting non-computable essence beyond AI. The 2023 discovery of quantum vibrations in brain proteins supports this, raising questions. If consciousness is quantum, does the filter exploit uncertainty, collapsing civilizations probabilistically? Mystical traditions offer counterpoints, with shamanic visions from Siberian tribes, using ayahuasca since pre-Columbian times, revealing interconnected consciousness. Carlos Castaneda's 1968 Teachings of Don Juan describes alternate realms, perhaps parallel universes where filtered societies persist as echoes. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, from the 8th century, guides souls through Bardo's liminal states, implying consciousness transcends physical filters. Near-death experiences, documented since Raymond Moody's 1975 Life After Life, report tunnels of light and life reviews, suggesting a cosmic repository for awareness. If consciousness survives bodily death, the great filter might be illusory, a test refining souls for higher planes. Ethical implications loom. If we're alone, our consciousness bears the universe's meaning. If not, we join a chorus. Albert Camus's 1942 myth of Sisyphus frames existence as absurd ambition against void. Yet, curiosity persists. The Hubble Deep Field in 1995 revealed thousands of galaxies in a speck of sky, each potentially hosting minds. The 2022 James Webb images deepened this, showing infant galaxies defying models. If consciousness is rare, our crossroads demand stewardship. If common but filtered, we must defy the pattern. The multiverse theory, from Hugh Everett's 1957 Many Worlds interpretation, posits branching realities, perhaps filters diverge, some paths succeeding. String theory's 1084 landscape of 10 to the 500 universes suggests tuned constants for consciousness, as Robin Collins argued in 2009. Anthropic principle debates Brandon Carter's 1974 formulation, question why our universe favors life. Fine-tuning enigmas, like the cosmological constant's precision, hint at design or selection. Conspiratorial layers suggest suppressed philosophies. The Vatican archives, housing since the 8th century, allegedly contain star maps and consciousness treatises from ancient aliens. The 1926 Scopes trial suppressed evolution, perhaps echoing broader controls on cosmic awareness. If elites guard these, our crossroads is manipulated, ambition curtailed. Ultimately, these dimensions invite endless curiosity. Is consciousness a bug in the cosmic code, filtered for stability, or the purpose unfolding? Plato's forms, quantum observers, simulated veils, mystical bardos all converge on questions without answers, urging us to ponder as we stand at the crossroads. The universe, in its vast silence, might be waiting for our response, a philosophical echo, determining if consciousness claims its place or dissolves into the void. The Great Filter Theory casts a shadow across our understanding of the cosmos, its silence a puzzle demanding evidence to unravel. Scientific discoveries, historical anomalies, and whispers of suppressed truths converge to support the chilling idea that a barrier, natural, engineered, or existential halts civilizations before they can paint the stars with their presence. From the chemical whispers of distant worlds to the cryptic signals that pierce our skies, the data we gather intertwines with enigmas that spark curiosity. Are we peering into a universe where life abounds but intelligence falters? Or are we pawns in a hidden game, our every discovery curated to test our resilience? Let us sift through the evidence and reflect on what these echoes from the stars reveal about our precarious place in the cosmic narrative. Astronomical findings anchor the filter's plausibility. The Kepler Space Telescope, launched in 2009, catalogued over 2,600 exoplanets by 2016, estimating 1 in 5 Sun-like stars hosts an Earth-like world in the habitable zone, potentially 40 billion in our galaxy alone. The James Webb Space Telescope, operational since 2022, detects water vapor and methane in atmospheres like K2 to 18b's, 120 light-years away, hinting at life's prerequisites. Yet, no technosignatures, radio signals, infrared anomalies, or megastructures emerge. The 1961 Drake equation predicts thousands of communicating civilizations, but SETI's scans, ongoing since Frank Drake's 1960 OSMA project, here only static. The Miller-Urey experiment of 1952 formed amino acids under primordial conditions, and comets like 67P, Churyumov-Gerasimenko, probed in 2014, carry glycine life's building blocks. If life's ingredients are ubiquitous, the filter likely strikes later, at intelligence or technology. Historical anomalies fuel speculation of past encounters with the filter. The Piri Reis map, compiled in 1513, depicts Antarctica's ice-free coast, predating its discovery by centuries, suggesting advanced knowledge, perhaps from a pre-filter civilization or extraterrestrial charts. The Saqqara bird, a 4th century BCE Egyptian artifact, resembles an aerodynamic glider, hinting at aviation insights lost to time. Sumerian seals from 3000 BCE show planets invisible to the naked eye, implying telescopes or alien guidance. These artifacts suggest societies brushing against advanced knowledge, only to vanish, possibly filtered by their own advancements or external forces. Unexplained signals deepen the mystery. The 1977 WOW signal, a 72-second radio burst from Sagittarius, matched hydrogen's 21-centimeter line, a frequency ideal for cosmic communication. Jerry Eamon's circled WOW marked its anomaly, but no repeat followed, despite decades of listening. In 2020, fast radio bursts from SGR 1935 plus 28, a galactic magnetar, suggested natural origins, yet their precision fuels theories of artificial beacons. The 2017 Oumuamua, an interstellar object with non-cometary acceleration, defied models. Avi Loeb's probe hypothesis posits it as a relic of a filtered civilization. These signals, fleeting and ambiguous, could be cries from societies snuffed out or tests from watchers gauging our response. Conspiracy theories weave a narrative of suppression, suggesting evidence is hidden to shield us from the filter's truth. The 1949 Project Grudge, a precursor to Blue Book, classified UFO reports, with declassified files hinting at signal interceptions dismissed as noise. The 2020 Pentagon UAP Task Force videos show objects defying physics, 90-degree turns at Mach 10, yet official reports remain inconclusive. Whistleblowers like David Grush in 2023 claimed non-human craft in US possession, suppressed to maintain order. The Vatican's secret archives, housing scrolls since the 8th century, allegedly contain extraterrestrial communiques, texts like the Liber Pontificalis mentioning sky visitors in Roman times. If elites conceal signals or artifacts, the filter's evidence may be locked away, our ignorance a deliberate veil. Reflections on this evidence evoke a haunting duality. The abundance of habitable worlds. Kepler's 4,000-plus discoveries by 2020 implies life's ease, yet the absence of Dyson spheres or galactic networks points to a choke point. The Viking lander's 1976 Mars tests detected possible microbial metabolism, dismissed as chemical but revived in 2022 analyses. If life thrived nearby, intelligence's rarity sharpens the filter's blade. Historical clues Piri Rice, Saqqara suggest lost civilizations or alien mentors, filtered before enduring. Signals like WOW or Oumuamua tantalize, but their silence screams failure or caution. Conspiracies of hidden data, Grudge Vatican imply a cosmic game, where we're kept blind to focus on survival. These echoes from the stars challenge us to act. If the filter lies ahead, our nuclear, climatic, AI, and biotech choices are tests, not accidents. The 1987 Ozone Treaty's success shows we can unite, yet 2024's climate inaction reveals our frailty. The filter may not be a single cataclysm but a convergence, where ambition meets hubris. Are we the universe's last hope, or its latest casualty? The stars, silent yet pregnant with secrets, urge us to choose wisely, lest we join their mute chorus. The stars gaze down, their silence not a void but a canvas painted with questions that have haunted humanity since we first looked skyward. The Great Filter Theory, with its chilling implications, transforms this silence into a challenge, a cosmic gauntlet, where every choice we make could determine whether we join the countless civilizations that flickered out or become the first to endure. From ancient myths whispering of alien architects to fleeting signals like the 1977 WOW signal, from crop circles etched with cryptic codes to whispers of secret bunkers hiding extraterrestrial truths, the journey through this cosmic enigma has woven a tapestry of awe and unease. As we stand at this crossroads, the silent stars await, beckoning dreamers to unravel their secrets and decide if consciousness can claim a lasting place in the universe's vast theater. This exploration has unveiled a universe teeming with potential, yet eerily empty of voices. The Kepler mission's discovery of thousands of habitable worlds since 2009 suggests life should thrive, yet the absence of radio chatter or megastructures points to a barrier so formidable it halts nearly all. Ancient artifacts like the 1513 Piri race map, charting lands unknown, or the 2nd century BCE Antikythera mechanism's celestial precision, hint at civilizations brushing against cosmic knowledge, only to vanish. Were they filtered by their own hubris, nuclear fires, climate collapse, rogue AI, engineered plagues, or by external forces, like gamma-ray bursts or dark forest predators? The 2017 Oumuamua, accelerating without reason, and fast radio bursts pulsing since 27, tease us with possibilities, relics of the fallen, or probes from survivors who hide, fearing annihilation. Conspiracy threads, Majestic 12's alleged 1947 alien pacts, suppressed Vatican scrolls from the 8th century, suggest knowledge of the filter is guarded, perhaps to shield us from despair, or to control our path. These mysteries compel us to question: are we alone by chance, design, or doom? The Great Filter might be a test of resilience, where nuclear restraint, as in Stanislav Petrov's 1983 decision, or climate unity, as in the 1987 Ozone Treaty, shows our capacity to defy fate. Yet, our 2025 struggles, carbon dioxide at 420 parts per million, AI racing towards singularity, reveal the razor's edge we walk. The inner void of lost ambition, seen in declining birth rates or virtual reality's allure since 2014, threatens to dim our cosmic spark. But this is not a tale of surrender. Dreamers, from ancient Sumerian scribes to modern SETI listeners, have always sought the stars. The 1972 pioneer plaques carrying our message into the void embody this hope. If we pass the filter, we might uncover cosmic libraries encoded in quasar pulses or lunar artifacts, as Apollo 11 rumors suggest. The silent stars challenge us to forge wisdom, global cooperation to tame climate, ethical AI to avoid singularity traps, biotech safeguards to prevent pandemics. Each choice is a brushstroke on the canvas of existence, painting a future where consciousness endures. As we ponder, the universe holds its breath, its silence a call to dreamers everywhere. Will we join the cosmic graveyard, our Voyager probes drifting as relics, or rewrite the narrative, becoming the universe's eyes, awake and eternal? The silent stars await, their mysteries urging us to dream boldly and choose wisely. As you drift into the night, pondering our place in the cosmos, may these questions cradle you into peaceful slumber. Good night, dear dreamers, under the watchful gaze of the universe.